It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions. And it comes your way next.
Call it Motown, call it the Motor City. To Lions fans, this is home. Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Good to be in the booth with Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Greg, this is a passing league. You know that from your days. It's evolved even more into a game in the air. And boy, do we have a couple of quarterbacks who know all about moving their team via the pass.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see this ball thrown early and often throughout the game. And anyone who loves offensive football, this is certainly a treat. And you said it, Mike. This league has turned more and more with each passing season into a passing league. If you can't throw, if you can't generate points through the air and explosive plays, it is going to be very difficult to compete and win week in and week out in today's modern NFL.
Now an opening past the 30. Still on the move. And he takes this all the way back for 6. The opening kickoff of the afternoon turns into a touchdown. Greg, a dream start to this one. The opening kickoff taken back all the way for the first points of the game.
And each one of these teams, Mike, they've spent the entire week discussing how can we get off to a fast start. Well, you don't get out to much of a faster start than returning the opening kickoff of the game. It's a dream start, as you said, and man, you just don't draw it up much better than that.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. Jacksonville comes out with the former #1 overall pick. Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback, 6'6", tall and talented. Greg, hard to believe already this season 4 for Lawrence after his days at Clemson.
All right, Mike, now the question is, how do they come onto the field and answer the bell? They give up the quick strike on the kickoff return. Do they come out here now and try to strike back quickly? Whether it's a long, methodical drive or something fast, just don't press too fast. There is a long way to go.
A big hole. And he will take this one in. 75 yards. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Extra point by Little is good. And the Jaguars will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. To return, it's Khalil Dorsey. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Lions led by Jared Goff, chanting his name during the playoffs in 2023 in Detroit. Far cry from the trade from the Rams to the Lions, second in the league in passing a season ago.
In my opinion, Mike, if they expect to leave here today with a win, they're going to have to be aggressive early and often. They might not connect on all of them, but pushing the ball downfield could open up a lot of opportunities for you to take advantage as this game unfolds.
On play action, Goff. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
Here's the first carry for the Iowa State Cyclone. David Montgomery. Fighting off defenders here. He'll churn forward and pick up 3. Third and long. From the gun, it's Goff. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
What did this defensive play caller tell us all week, Mike? They wanted to come out and set the tone of this game, dictate the terms of how this game would be played, and man, through the first drive here, boy, have they ever.
Oh, no fair catch, and he pays the price. Big shot to make sure this return didn't even get started. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Got a man downfield, it's Thomas. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield, perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Davis heading in motion. On 1st down, Lawrence. That caught by Davis. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out, and the defense has it. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. All even on the scoreboard. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. One more time for Montgomery. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Two minutes to play. First half, All tied at 7. Greg and I back from Ford Field in Detroit in a moment. Couple of first downs to start this drive. They're 1st and 10 up at the 42. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
3rd and a yard. Off the play fake, here's Goff.
That's such a deflating feeling for a defense here on 3rd and short. They've got great coverage, but they don't account for the quarterback picking it up with his legs. It's exactly what he's able to do here on the scramble. Fresh set of downs.
That's over the middle, and now he loses the football. And this is taken in by the defense. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
Brian Thomas now, and the Jaguars offense getting set for their next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the 1st half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Lions have got it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Throwing here is Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Throwing, Goff. This one caught by Patrick. And he's going to have the 1st down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and let's see what he can do after the catch.
Now Detroit's going to use their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this 1st half.
And that's what you call being fearless, going over the middle. That's not everybody's cup of tea in this league, Mike. Some guys love to operate outside the numbers, and some guys understand their role is in the middle of the field, and not only to make that catch, but to do it laying out. It's a big-time play to secure that one.
5 yards from the house. They've got it 1st and goal. Goff to throw. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
A 2nd down throw for Goff. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! Sam Laporta! Touchdown, Lions! Mike, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Duvernay on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the defense has it. They'll go play action with Goff. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Now, Goff. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. 13 yards on the catch there. Good for a Lions 1st down.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Bates' kick is good. And the Lions build their cushion to 10. It's now 17-7.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Final second now of this first half as this one is away. Duvernay on the return. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here at Ford Field, and the Lions have the lead. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our halftime report. The Lions got a very strong performance out of their quarterback, Jared Goff. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready for this next possession. Greg, kind of a head-scratcher in this one. A fumble or two here or there. That's going to happen. But they've continually put the ball on the ground in this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever seen anything quite like it, and kind of seems like when it rains, it pours. It gets a little mental for the ball carriers. They're kind of contagious in a sense, Mike. But you know who also gets really wrapped up in it is the defense. They say, hey, I've seen that ball pop out time and time again. You get those guys continuing to believe it's going to come out and attack the ball, and You have days like this today.
18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a first down. Lawrence. That's over the middle and intercepted. It's the linebacker, Jack Campbell.
Well, Mike, I think it's pretty clear what the message was by this head coach at halftime. He said, listen, guys, we're behind. We're trailing. We're going to come out early in this second half and be aggressive from the get-go and cut into this deficit. But oftentimes, reckless decision-making, over-aggressive play calling leads to turnovers. Now, this defense finds themselves heading back out onto the field a little earlier than expected, but they need to hold serve and keep this score right where it is.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Goff with the give to Montgomery. And a good, hard run. He would not be denied. Surging forward to pick up 8. Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. A run up the gut with Montgomery. And he'll bring this inside the 15. That's good enough for the first down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Here now, a toss to Montgomery. And he's in! David Montgomery. Touchdown, Detroit.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions up their lead. It's now 24-7. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Duvernay on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. First and 10. In motion comes Thomas. A first down throw for Lawrence. That's complete. It's Parker Washington. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Throwing is Lawrence. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. That's caught left side by Ingram. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. That is caught side of the end zone. Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Extra point by Little is good. And the Jaguars back within 10. It's now 24-14. Even with 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning, they're going to try an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
On 1st and 10, it's Montgomery. Yards are hard to come by there. They work it down to the 37-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. Now the second-year man out of Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Bates now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Lions will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Duvernay on the return. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Now here's Lawrence. This one complete to Washington.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Lawrence. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
In motion comes Thomas. Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Ryan Thomas. Touchdown, Jaguars. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon.
This is when you're very fortunate as an offensive play caller, Mike, that you not only have the speed on the outside, but you got the big arm behind center, because it doesn't get real fancy. If you can hold up in the protection, you're saying run as fast and as far as you can. I'm going to throw it as far as I can, and when you connect, it is a thing of beauty, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's a handoff to Montgomery. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And what's that one thing you hear from coaches all the time, Mike, right? Finish strong, and he's doing just that. His numbers here in this one, they have been terrific. But he's going to give you a full 4 quarters, and I think at this point in the game, he knows there's even more yards to be had.
They'll run with Montgomery. Now a timeout for Jacksonville. Their second. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. Now a give to Montgomery, heading right. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. Now the Jags will use their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. Still keeping the legs moving, somehow managing to turn that into a gain. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. On the handoff, it's Montgomery.
He was brought down at the 8-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Out comes Jake Bates to try a field goal here. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Lions will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Duvernay on the return. Now on the return, he has lost the football. And this is taken in by the defense. The Lions call their first timeout. They stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Here's a chance to put this game away. 1st down and goal. Here's a run. He's going to lose yardage. How about the defense standing up in the red zone? They'll mark it at the 10.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 10-yard line.
So it's a win here for the Lions. They take care of business here at home. It's a game they were expected to win. They had no problems in the end as they cruise to victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit.